Walk into any modern Sydney office, and the floors likely look perfectly acceptable. This creates a dangerous blind spot for facility managers, who naturally assume daily vacuuming and surface aesthetics are sufficient to preserve their flooring asset. But drop down to the microscopic level, and you find a completely different reality. Hidden soil dynamics are actively at work below the surface. With every footstep, sharp microscopic dirt particles grind against the synthetic fibers, acting like abrasive sandpaper on the yarn. This plots a commercial carpet's financial life cycle. The baseline is a standard 10-year depreciation curve. But due to microscopic abrasion, this collapses into a steep 3-year drop. That shaded gap represents tens of thousands in wasted capital, money lost mistaking degradation for natural end of life. Stopping this premature failure is entirely possible, but it requires stepping away from traditional janitorial routines. True asset protection demands a rigorous, scientific intervention based on fiber chemistry and soil dynamics. Any legitimate restoration protocol begins before a single drop of moisture touches the floor. Our operatives isolate and chemically test a single strand of carpet yarn on site to ensure the maintenance plan matches the specific textile construction. Take nylon, which makes up roughly 70% of commercial installations. To maximize soil removal without distorting the fiber, nylon requires a highly specific intervention, hot water extraction calibrated between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius. If you apply that exact same temperature and alkaline chemistry to a wool blend, the results are disastrous. The heat and chemicals cause irreversible felting and severe shrinkage, permanently destroying the textile. Polypropylene installations introduce a different threat entirely. These fibers are oleophilic, meaning they actively attract and bind to oily soils. Because oil and water don't mix, running a standard hot water extraction on polypropylene leaves those oily bonds intact. To effectively treat polypropylene, we use a precise 2-stage chemical intervention. We first apply a solvent-boosted pre-spray to actively emulsify and break down those oil bonds, clearing the way for the extraction process to actually work. Mismatched chemistry actively degrades the structural integrity of the yarn. Using the wrong detergent profile accelerates the destruction of the asset under the guise of cleaning it. To prevent that kind of damage, we lock our entire process to AS3733, the absolute benchmark for textile maintenance in Australia. This standard requires rigorous baseline tests before cleaning begins, including initial moisture readings, chemical pH checks, and color fastness evaluations. While AS3733 sets the minimum recovery rates for extraction, large commercial layouts demand equipment that significantly exceeds those minimums. Standard equipment simply leaves too much residual moisture behind, creating breeding grounds for long-term issues. This cross-section illustrates our upgraded extraction units. High-pressure water injects deep into the pile, followed by an intense vacuum force. Hitting this 15-inch mercury pressure threshold physically pulls 20% more moisture and dissolved soil from the underlay than standard equipment. The measurable outcome of applying this level of physical power is immediate. We consistently slash drying times from a standard 12 hours down to under 6. Mastering the physics of deep extraction eliminates the risk of wicking and mold, replacing the uncertainty of standard cleaning with a measurable, controlled outcome. The same level of control applies to surface blemishes. We break stain management down into a strict scientific taxonomy of 5 groups: tannin, protein, oil, dye, and combination stains. Each category dictates a unique chemical countermeasure. For dominant tannin stains, like coffee, the protocol is exacting. We apply a room temperature spotter, allow precisely 3 minutes of dwell time, and then use a bone spatula for gentle mechanical agitation to release the pigment without tearing the yarn. Deep tissue biological odors require an entirely different approach because contamination trapped in the carpet backing releases gases that compromise indoor air quality. We map the moisture with probes and inject enzymatic digesters directly into the backing to neutralize these odor sources at the root. These targeted protocols eliminate the specific catalysts of fiber breakdown and airborne odors, protecting both the textile and the environment it occupies. While active restoration is critical, true asset protection requires a pivot toward preventative geometry. The lifespan of an entire floor plate is largely dictated by how well you control external soil migration. This heat map tracks the data on external soil migration. Studies consistently show that 80% of all abrasive carpet soiling originates directly from foot traffic, bringing debris through the main building entry points. The mathematical countermeasure is a properly specified barrier matting system at the perimeter. By neutralizing that incoming debris at the door, facilities naturally reduce their required deep extraction cycles by 35%. With the perimeter defended, facility managers can accurately track the health of their asset over time using a standardized appearance retention rating that scores the fiber condition on a simple 1 to 5 scale. By combining a robust perimeter defense with scientific AS3733 compliant extraction chemistry, you eliminate premature wear. You stop replacing floors every 3 years and ensure your commercial carpet survives.